break your mother's back. Sound familiar? Perhaps you said it when you were walking to class this morning or when you were a little kid. But it's all fun and games, right? Well, to a majority of people, yes. But some people think that actually stepping on a crack might break your mother's back. Some people even believe that turning a light switch on and off might prevent yourself from getting a disease. According to Eileen Bailey in the article Statistics on Underdiagnosis and Undertreatment on July 22, 2013, OCD affects 1 in every 50 Americans across the United States. Because OCD is so common, we must be informed on this anxiety disorder. So today, we'll look at the symptoms, the causes, and the treatments for obsessive-compulsive disorder. Above all, the most important thing we need to know initially is what some symptoms of OCD are. First of all, from Wayne Goodman in his article, Obsessive-Compulsive Disorder, on August 20th, 2013, OCD is characterized by obsessions such as recurring and disturbing thoughts, and then they're counteracted by rituals called compulsions. According to Lawrence Robinson, Melinda Smith, Gene Siegel, in July of 2013, in their article, Symptoms and Treatments of Compulsive Behaviors and Obsessive Thoughts, some symptoms include, but are not limited to, the fear of being contaminated by dirt and germs or contaminating others, harming someone or harming yourself, having intrusive sexually explicit or violent thoughts and images, having excessive religious ideas, having the fear of losing something you might need later, and having to have everything in an order, and also having superstition, the idea that some things might be unlucky and others lucky. Obsessions obviously make up the other 50% in obsessive-compulsive disorder. Further in that same article, some compulsions might include rechecking things such as light switches and locks. Also, repeatedly checking on loved ones to make sure they're safe, counting and chanting just to release some anxiety. Also, cleaning and washing constantly. They also need to be organized, so they keep ordering everything. And they pray excessively because of religious fear, and they have junk just because they can't get rid of it. So the difference between someone with OCD and a normal person is the fact that we all have obsessions, and we all have anxiety, and we do compulsions to relieve them. But when you have OCD, it's only temporary relief, and they go right back to the obsessions, and it's just this winding circle. Now that we know some symptoms of OCD, it's important that we look at what causes this anxiety disorder. According to Owen Kelly in Top OCD Facts on August 23, 2013, there's not been a single OCD gene identified, so that means that OCD is the interaction of complex life events and genetic risk factors. According to Wynne Duckworth and Jacob Friedman in April 2012 in their article, What is OCD? They say that serotonin might play a key role in OCD. When there's a chemical imbalance of this chemical in the brain, it causes the victim to have rigid thinking and repetitive movements, putting the obsessions and compulsions in obsessive-compulsive disorder. Also, obsessive-compulsive disorder can be genetic. A family member might have it, and you might have it too, but it can't be concluded by a drug test or by a blood test. It has been proven that if your parent, grandparent, or even sibling has OCD, you're automatically 25% more likely to have it than someone who doesn't have a family member with it. According to J.J. Keeler in his article, Quotes about OCD in 2013, OCD is not a disease that bothers, it is a disease that torments. And many people like to hide their symptoms because they're often embarrassing. Now, although OCD isn't completely curable, there are some things that people can do to let them cope with it. They can do medication. Now, there's a lot of treatments by medications in a lot of different illnesses. And when it comes to OCD, the doctor might prescribe antidepressants such as Prozac or Zoloft because in the process of having OCD, they can often become depressed by hiding themselves all the time. However, the more practical way about going with it is using cognitive therapy. And according to Wade Allen and Treat OCD with Cognitive Therapy on August 4th, 2009, he says that cognitive therapy is the best way to get rid of OCD. This lets people face their fears straight on. For example, if someone is afraid of touching a surface because they think it's germy, they might have to put their hand on the surface and keep it there, but not only that, they can't sanitize their hands after like they'd like to do. Cognitive therapy really hits the problem right on. So today we looked at the symptoms of OCD, the causes, and how one might get rid of this through treatment. A lot of people make fun of OCD. A Twilight fan might call it obsessive colon disease. A middle-aged man going through a crisis might call it obsessive car disease. But the truth of the matter is that OCD is a very serious matter and it shouldn't be taken lightly. But you can't really say anything until you stepped in that person's shoes. But be careful, you might step on a crack and break your mother's back.